It's only Marinette.
I'm just gonna grant you the host.
I'm
I
recording.
don't know what's going on.
Okay, so
with that.
far, yes.
They have to grant you the host so you can share. You can start sharing.
Me?
Yeah, women.
Yeah, you can grant the co-host. Co-host is possible now.
Huh? Not.
Two person can be host.
Roman, you're the host. I haven't yet updated it, so.
Ah, okay. All right, everybody can see my screen now.
Oh yeah. Good.
Yes.
Okay. All the sequel I understand, so I'm gonna skip.
Yeah. No. Let somebody who understands. So don't skip. Let somebody. Maybe somebody understood.
That's what I was talking about. We cannot be skipping.
Hold on, wait.
Wait.
This
Oh, Joseph is there. Please.
we're talking about the. Wait, let me see. Use your remote and point to where you are. Let me see. Or is it my? Let me look now.
It's on call and recovery.
They analyze the DITS number 1, code backup of database in no archive mode.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Analyze the space requirement. This one, I think she was talking like before you start your backup, right? Run to know the space required. Like it's gonna tell you the space needed for the backup you want to run.
So we need to understand those SAM underscore byte 20.
Yeah.
But we need to understand
You have to
everything.
understand
We cannot run something we don't know.
That's what I said. Me too. I don't understand. I don't understand the sequel. Maybe she explained the outcome of the sequel, but we
No, she did not.
She did not.
The problem is that if you understand this, you're gonna understand the reason why we are querying this sequel.
Yeah.
Well, I believe she did not run this sequel now, and I think she just
did not run it.
I think the only thing she just explained about the space, like is telling you about the space required, that blah blah blah.
Yeah, she said we did it in GB1, so she
No. I don't
doesn't need to come back on it.
SAM underscore byte. She has to explain, or somebody who understand can.
She didn't say that. I don't think so.
No.
She didn't say that we did this in GB1. How could we have done it?
We cannot run the script. We don't know where it's coming from.
Because
that's why I was saying that we cannot do that if we don't understand. And we cannot skip. We cannot skip doing the backups in no archive log mode to be going and do the backup in archive log mode. I think each and every step is important. If I was the one, I can just, for example, if you know that Roman, I'm seeing your screen, so when you're going that I can also.
Oh.
Yeah,
when you know that the code backup is consistent backup and it is done when the database is offline. An example of code backup, we have shutdown immediate. We have what again, by the way?
Example of
we have shutdown immediate. We have oh my god, what else? What else?
Code backup is just when the.
No, we have
Shutdown about.
No, shutdown about is hot backup. Yeah, it's a consistent backup.
I forgot my dear.
C'est sérieux.
We
can go back and back. We
have normal and transactional. Yeah, normal and transactional. These are the example of the code backup or the consistent backup or the offline backup if you want. So in this backup to do a normal backup, for example, a normal code backup, you remember when you were configuring your database for full recovery, your database needs to be in the FRA location, and after doing that, you have to configure your database in an archive log mode. That's a normal code backup. On the other hand, this one instead, you're doing this backup without putting your database in an archive lock mode. That means the database is in a no archive lock mode. This is one. So to be able to understand everything, you need to know where this no archive lock mode is coming from, what is called backup, examples of code backup. That means when you see, for example, when you're shutting down immediate, it is an inconsistent backup. When you shut down, when you do a normal shutdown, it is a cold backup. When you do a transactional, for example, it is a cold backup too. So as I was saying, if someone knows, you've understood it, for example, and he can be able, I mean, anyway, we can do as you guys want.
I think
For me, I would have want
go
us to at
if
least
we
understand, because skipping this thing doesn't help us.
by reading all these statements we are seeing here, we can.
It is not it's like we're doing the same thing Emerald was doing yesterday. If we do it, we have done it yesterday.
It's
so
chapter 15. It's chapter 15 on DB1. So we can go by there. We can understand a little bit.
Oh, chapter 15 was, I think we were doing the code backup in
yes, it's chapter 15. Because I'm checking my notes here, I see like offline backup, code backup, consistent is good, but it's not practical. It's a very good backup. What is a inconsistent backup?
And
is the backup is taken
to do
here.
a code backup in a code backup of a database in a not archive lock mode, I think all you need to do is just to start up your database, to start up your backup and end your backup. So you have to alter the whatever you want to back up, begin backup, you copy, and then you end the backup.
For me, because
so the alter database, you see what you want to back up, you start the backup, you begin backup. That's the command to do a code backup in no archive lock.
The command is what?
For me,
alter what you want to back up. For example, if you want to back up the data files, alter data files, start backup, you copy, and then you alter data files, and backup.
Is alter data file and backup?
Yeah, or alter table space, begin backup, alter table space, and backup. And in between it, you have to copy.
Me, that one is hot backup.
No.
Because
hot backup.
Yeah, because we are doing it while the database is up and running.
Yeah.
I don't understand what she said. Alter data file and backup is a call.
Alter database.
What is the real difference?
Another saying data file.
I think it's database.
It depends on you. No, it is not. It is not database.
Data file.
It depends on you. It can be data file. It can be table space. It can be temp file. Even you just have to alter whatever you want to do and begin backup. So yeah, and it is an inconsistent backup, and the database is in a no archive lock mode.
No archive log mode means that we are not going to put on archive, right?
Exactly.
Right. It is not in archive log mode.
No.
Because if we do that, we are gonna need the archive log files that we need to bring consistency between the data file header and the SCN, the control file. Because you see, when she was talking about
you don't need the archive log file. Remember, to make an inconsistent backup a consistent one, you need to apply the archive log file. So as long as you start applying the archive log file, it becomes a consistent backup.
No, what I'm saying is that you remember Prof once said that when you type where you alter you alter the database to begin backup. That is, any transaction that has to happen in a data file that you're backing up will be like suspended until you alter the database to end the backup. And when you alter the database to end the backup, you must redo all the changes that took place, but that they were only recorded somewhere, but they did not actually took place in the data file. So that's why when you end the backup we end the backup mode, you have to redo all the changes that had to take, all the transactional changes that to take
No,
place.
why do you do it after starting the backup? You need to copy it.
Yeah, okay. Let's finish, because let's say you copy it back.
After starting the backup, so before ending, you will have copied it somewhere else.
I'm speaking in a
file
case
from
where
our database location.
let me say I'm speaking in a case where you lost a data file.
When you want to do recovery?
Yeah. Wait, restore. Yeah, recovery. That is the recovery process. We want to bring back the file to consistency. Because when you bring back the file, it's not consistent with the database or with Oracle software. Some sort of, they are not in the same phase. I would say something like that. But when you do the recovery, that is where you use the archive log file, because you know that if you don't save all the changes that are taking place, you'll not be able to.
That's the reason why we copy.
Yeah, you're copying the file actually,
file.
but the file is not consistent with the control file. That is the SCN number in the header of the data file is not consistent with that of the control file, because it just came back from nowhere. The control file doesn't know him. That's what I'm talking about. So, I mean, that's the case of hot backup, but
it's cold or hot.
It's hot. Because we call backup, I don't think that we need recovery. Backup.
So, Romain, is it in the hot backup now you're talking about? Is it during the process that you have to, after the backup, you delete the old files?
Yeah,
and
the old backup.
Yeah, you delete the old backups and then you
do another backup, another new.
You do now a new backup now to make it consistent.
No, the new backup is, I think what she explained today is for a case where you need to do another restore and recovery. That's when you need the new backup, because if you have another loss in data file, I don't know how you are going to do to get it back. If you had a new backup, you'll be able to restore and recover. I mean, the point of doing a new backup is just in case you need it. You need to restore and recover in the future. For me, that's what I was saying.
For me, I think maybe what I understood there is that the reason why you delay the old one and then doing a new backup now is maybe during the backup process, you are running out a new backup so that the new, like what you were saying, that data file, maybe the data files which were added while the other backup was taking place, you can now back up the files in the new backup.
Oh man, before I continue, do you know, do you guys know at least that backup and recovery is two different things?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. In this case, we are backing up, we are not recovering, because backup is just doing the copy.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
It's just copying. So I mean, because when we see a code backup, because there was a code backup and recovery, code backup of database in no archive. Here is just copy. Here is just copy.
For us to understand, this topic is about backup and recovery, or backup. It's about backup and recovery, right?
Yeah.
So both of them must go together, because that's why, like the scenarios they give, if you lost a data file or you lost anything in database, any file in the database, that means you have lost it. So how can you recover it after you have, because normally before working, you have to make sure you back up your database normally. That's why now the scenario here is, what happens if you lost now a file after you have backed it up? So if in a scenario that's why somebody asks, if what in a scenario that you do not back up and you lost a file, and someone was laughing like, how can you? be
Yeah,
lost
but she said she was gonna explain. Say we're coming to that. That's what she said.
Yeah, but she explained it now. You
The,
did. Like going to a
the
different
the
database.
chapter is not talking about recovery. It's talking about user managed backups. So only backups.
Yeah, but she did some sort of recovery yesterday. But I mean,
It did restore. Restore and recovery is two different things.
restore is
She
just
did
copy.
restore and recovery. She did.
Yeah, restore is just to copy
Restore is the
from
copy.
the backup to the live location.
She did
And
restore and recovery yesterday. That's what we're doing. Back restore.
recovery now is just, I think for me, is just to bring it to consistency.
You are recovering. Recovery is regaining what you already restored.
So what is the difference between cold backup and hot backup, and how is that? I mean, they are separate.
I mean,
Why do we have to do the cold backup instead of hot backup?
I think she explained something, but I didn't get it clear yesterday about her and coach. She like, if you run the code backup and you try doing, is it restore or something? It's not gonna work unless you do a hot backup. Is it a restore or what?
I mean, there's something about it. I forgot.
Because she did explain something like that yesterday.
So it means like we are not getting those classes really good. So we need the group, or we need.
No, the chapter doesn't explain anything.
Yes, so that's why I'm saying it doesn't explain
So
everything.
we have to go.
Marinette,
go and read again. I will read the chapter 16. Yes.
In TB1, right? According to our TB1 explanation we had, the call backup was just doing the backup while the database is offline. Hot backup, you do it when the database is online.
Online,
so
yeah.
The difference or the benefit of taking a hot backup, for example, is that you can recover the database at any point in time. That means whenever you want to recover, you can just recover. Why, when you're taking a consistent backup? No,
No, consistent backup it take place after the database has been considered shut down. That's the explanation.
Yeah. That's consistent.
Okay, for a consistent backup, for example, it doesn't require the archive lock mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't require the archive lock mode, and it is easy to, you can easily administer your consistent backup, for example.
The checkpoint must take place before shutting down.
I mean, it's just
the ESCN number consistent, synchronized.
So that's it. You just need to know that when your database is when you're talking about consistent backup, you know that your database is offline.
Yes, that's when they call backup.
Checkpoint takes place when you're doing a consistent backup. That means all the data blocks in the buffer cache has been written in the data file.
Backup. The most recommended backup is a hot one, right? I guess.
Of course.
Yeah, because
it's offline, yes.
No, it's online.
No, it's online. It's online. The cold one who is offline.
Yeah,
right?
I said the cold one is offline.
No, hot one is online now.
Oh no, I was talking about the off.
It's online.
Cold.
Well, remember, like if it's
offline,
for example, cannot trade or do anything. But if it's online and you are doing your backup online, everything is still happening in the database normally.
So when we talk about cold backup, it means like we can be sleeping and you try to do your backup. Your database is
exactly
offline.
as we used to program our backups in TB1.
That one is a cold. Okay.
Yeah. So in that case, the case of cold backup, we can we talk about recovery?
Yeah.
That one is a recovery. Backup is a recovery, right?
No,
No.
backup is the
Oh,
copy,
no.
just copy from
Marina,
one thing to another, right?
when you ask
Another.
when you talk about backup, can we talk about recovery? First, like Renata said, you have to know what is backup and you have to know what is recovery. So if
No, they
you
say we don't need.
if you have done a cold backup, we already like try to know what is a cold backup, right? Backing up is like you're backing up your data for a secure purpose so that if there is a loss. And the cold backup is when the database is offline.
Yeah, we don't need recovery.
So we don't need recovery for the
We
cold
don't
backup
need.
because all the files of the database are copied during all the files of the database are copied when you
We
do
don't need.
a cold backup.
But
So you don't need to do any recovery.
I have a question.
Yes.
Let us say you shut down your database and you do a cold backup.
Mhm.
And then that is, you do a cold backup, you just do a cold backup of all your data files. And then you open your database and changes are being made in the data files, or changes are being made, maybe insert, alter, all these things. And then you lose a data file.
Oh,
Wait, how can changes be made when the database is offline? When the
No, I said you bring by your database online after doing the code backup. Huh? Yeah, and then maybe let's say you mistakenly delete after maybe transaction have taken place in the data files or other inserts, and then now you accidentally or delete one of your data files. And then let's say you want to restore, let's say you shut down your database, then you copy from your backup location to your live location. And then when you try to bring back the your database online, I think at that point you need recovery from that code backup you did, because the data file that you backed up earlier is not the same as the data file you lose.
Give me a second, please. You're saying that after doing the backup, you go back to your database.
You bring back your
that
database.
means you are no more in core backup.
Exactly. The backup has already been done. Your database is no more offline.
Zina, that's why I was asking that. How can you talk about something, any data file, when the database was offline? If your database is up, it means the backup is over and you have started your database like to start working. So if you lost a data, you have to just know, like for example, if you delete a table space, now you have to know how to regain a table space if it has been deleted. It's not about backing up again.
No,
exactly.
I just said, wait, my point is that if you lose a data file, and let's say you try to restore it from the cold backup, that is by copying back the data file from the backup location to your live location, and then you start up your database. I think you need recovery, so the database, then the data file that you restore should be up to date. I mean, changes was made to the data file you lose. That means you need to
before doing that, for example,
when during the core backup, we don't need no archive.
Yeah.
So where do you gonna get that that data file during the core to recovery to when the data file, the database is online?
No, I mean,
because we did not do any put anything in the archive log, right?
Yes.
That means you're probably going to lose all the inserts, the alter that you did in the data file you lose. If your database is in no archive log.
I haven't understood the scenario you're trying to say, actually. I haven't understood.
So he's saying that, I mean, what I understand is like, during the core backup, we still need recovery.
Yeah.
That is the whole thing that is explaining.
Wait, you need recovery at some point. A backup
at some point. I mean, I'm saying that is what I understand. Like, he tried to say that we need recovery at some point during core backup.
Romain.
Question is, why do you need recovery? Why
Because
all the files of the database are copied? Why do you need core backup?
My scenario, well, you guys have not understood my scenario. My scenario is that
Romain, the confusion is the core backup you are mentioning. What is core backup? It is being done when the database is offline.
Yeah,
right?
I said that. I said you shut down a database, and then you do your code backup.
Yes, and after the backup is done, your database comes online.
No, you bring it back online yourself. That is startup. Let's say.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying too. Yes.
And then you maybe, let's say, you insert maybe values, alter tables by adding columns. That is, you do transactions in the database, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you know that when you insert things, space is being used in the data file. When you insert values, when you insert, we alter a table by adding columns, we do all sorts of things. Then you mistakenly lose a data file. Remember that data file you lose.
In the process when you are working on the database and you realize it's deleted, or
let's say you finish all the transactions you have to do, and let's say you mistakenly delete one data file. And remember that data file is not the same data file as the data file in the core backup, because they're different. Because the data file you lose has values that you inserted in some tables in that data file.
I understand.
The core backup doesn't have. I mean, now when you want to restore, if you copy from the backup location, that same data file, if you copy from the backup location, the live location of your database, let's say you shut it down first if you want to. Shut it down, then you copy from the code backup you did, that same file, copy back to
I understand your point now. The ones we copy are still the old
data files. Yeah.
Yes. And
if
the new ones lost will not be included in.
Yeah, will not be the same. I mean, the two will be different. Yeah, I think you guys understand.
So now
me.
In this scenario, right? In what I understand now what you are talking about. So now you have to figure out how to gain your lost data.
Yeah, all your lost changes that were made in that data file you lose.
It means it's the same thing like recovering your data. If I understand, it means it's the same thing like recovering your data if you do not back up your database, right?
No, I mean, the point I want to say is that
if it is in no archive log mode.
Yeah, if it's not archival, no problem. You can recover because all the redo log files are not saved, are not archived. In that scenario, in the scenario where you're in no archival mode, you can redo all the changes that were made in the data file. But if you're in archival mode, I think you can.
Romain, you just mentioned a point.
Mm-hmm.
Does it mean that you cannot okay, no.
Yeah, that's my point I'm trying to make, because when you guys say we can't recover from code backup, is kind of 50-50.
So do you have
No, the prof said we can't recover. We don't need. He said we don't need recovery when the database went down consistently, like on the cold backup. Because I'm checking my notes here. So when I check my note, they said we don't need. We don't need when the database went down, like consistently.
Yeah.
Because it's offline and the callback. Consistent is good, but it's not practical. That my note said.
Yeah, the thing is
everything take place. They say a consistent backup will take place after the database has been consistent shut down. It said that the database went down peacefully, gracefully, like it means like there is no problem.
But remember something, there's a point I'm trying to make. The point is that with the notes say that it is we don't need recovery because the note does not include the fact that you did some transactions after you did your backup. That is, you bring back your database online, you do some little transaction that changes things in the data file, and then you lose a file. But
Okay, let me ask this, Romain.
Yeah.
Before your backup, if you lost a data file, how do you get it? Let me just ask that.
Before what?
Before doing a backup, if you lost a data file.
That's a very good question. That was what I was trying to ask. That if you lost your data file in your database, what do you do?
That's the same question someone asked to Emerald yesterday. She said she was coming to that. Me too, I don't know. If you don't have any backup.
Because she explained that one, like for example, right? If you lost a data file, like for example, you lost a control file. She explained it how you can go to a different database and then you create the control file from there and then you come and apply it.
But control file is even from data file.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Data file.
That she explained.
We are talking a case of a data file. I don't know how we can restore it if we don't have a backup.
Don't forget that why doing all this, there's Arman.
But we're seeing user managed backup.
Yeah, she said that this one is without Arman. We are doing this in case we don't need to
user managed
use Arman.
We are doing this, we are not even trying to study. Ali, this is something as we are discussing like a group, we should even open our phones to even try to even check. Like 1 or 2 people should even check on Google, maybe any idea on how to get a database if it's not. I mean,
the problem is that we are talking about user management and we are not talking about Arman. Romain, your situation is it's an everyday life situation. So in your situation, it is not based on user manage, right?
It's based on it because I did not talk about Arman. User managed backup is when you do.
Did you talk about user managed backup? You said you've already done your backups, right? And your database is now online. That means you're not dealing about any user managed backup. That's why I'm saying it is an everyday life. It is an everyday life situation. In this case, you can use your Arman, for example.
User managed backup is when the DBA himself does his backup. He doesn't depend on Arman to do his backup. That's what I mean by user managed backup.
I know, right? I'm talking about what you said, like what you're saying, for example.
The scenario I just said, I was talking about. I mean, let's go to something else. So
no, not true.
Huh?
You have to see, I mean, the conclusion because.
Oh, let us just read to the end. No, not to the end. To the end of code backup in no archive log mode and try and see.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Or just all these some bytes. Determine location and names of files backed up. Select name from data file unions. Select name from VDora control file. And select name from determine location and names of files backed up.
I have a question for the whole group. What does union mean?
What does what?
Union means.
Union?
Union.
That's on that SQL command.
Oh shit. I haven't used union.
Determine location and names of files to be backed up. What does union mean?
I didn't even get
what does union mean?
Union, that
select name from you said
this is question 2. Determine location and names of files to be backed up. There is union in between all those, in the middle of all those sentences. What does union mean?
Oh, select name from.
I'm expecting Bibish and Marie to answer this question.
Where are you?
Union means put all those things together.
Allows or you connect to the SQL statement.
I'm talking about, okay, what is the use of this union on this SQL command?
I didn't see where are you.
Number 2, determine location and names.
Okay.
Yeah. Select name from VDora data file union. select union, select union. We all know that union means putting
Which page are
everything
you? I
together.
don't see.
This is the screen.
Where are you, Alex? Let me see. Are you here?
It's in front of you. Why do you say that you don't see? Question 2.
Select some underscore byte.
Question 2. Question 1 is analyze the space. Question 2 is determine the location of it. So my question is, what does this union mean? Marinette and BB.
For me, union means it allows you to
What is
connect
the role of
SQL
union in this
statement.
on this sentence?
It allows you to connect the SQL statement.
Combine the results.
Union means put everything together. Put all those sequences together.
Okay, let me just
in one.
What can I replace this union, for example?
Let me try. If I understand, like they want to get result of $V. They want to get
you can say with N. You can replace it with N.
$V 10 $V log 5. So they want to get all those results. So like
that's not my question. I was just asking a simple question. What does you remember we did this thing?
You can say select name from V data file and select name from V control file.
No.
Put all of them together.
No, you cannot put.
Oh,
you cannot
plus.
put, the only thing you can replace is comma, union or comma.
Comma means N.
You cannot
A-N-D.
No, you cannot put select name from V data file and select name from V control file and select name from V 10 file, and it is not possible.
That
it's
one
not gonna
work. Maybe you are asking. You shouldn't be asking what do that means. You shouldn't say that. How can we combine or maybe change this with another word or the sequence statement? We will put all these things together.
Yeah,
so
understand
what the union means.
What can you replace? It is like a synonym, not even a synonym. What can you replace union? You can replace union with comma. Or what is the role, or what is the signification of this union on this SQL command? It is just a comma. I just wanted you guys to remember because we did it in one assignment last class.
Yeah.
It was not a question.
For me, that union allows you to connect all the.
You want to connect? It is like comma. It is used to connect different.
So why you say no?
If you put and because I did not want the definition. If you put and it's not going to work. If you put even like or whatever, it's not going to work. It is either union or comma. That was a parenthesis.
Yes.
In one SQL statement to get a result in one SQL statement now.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
That means we can put all the SQL statement in the same line and put the comma, right?
Yeah.
The comma is to supply union.
But when you put it, you're not gonna do you're not gonna add the, for example, select name from.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Select name from V data file, comma.
Yeah.
And continue. Select name from V control.
No. You cannot add all those things. Select name from. If you wanna use one SQL command.
I've not read these things, so can we say?
It means we need to learn a lot.
Okay. But 3, we shut down the database. Shut down immediate.
I have a question before we continue. Let me give you a scenario or an error. And you guys, okay, let me just give you a scenario. I want us to troubleshoot.
before that, how can you combine this command with that comma that you are talking about? Because
Okay. For example,
this
if you
one we
describe
didn't
something,
finish it.
if you describe if you want to describe, for example, $,
Data file.
table space, or even $, data file,
Yes.
you're gonna select either name. No, you can select. It depends on what comes. So it depends on the scenario. For example, if you want to determine the location, that means you can describe either DBA underscore names or DBA underscore something. Yeah.
Excuse me, Romain, the person sharing the screen, can you just open even a notepad, like what you are saying, the person should just, like, you can just type, and after that, maybe you wipe it out, because just explaining these things like this, they are commands we are talking about. If someone without seeing them, I mean, it's a little bit hard.
Yeah, makes sense. Tatanzambi.
Okay, so if you describe, for example, DB underscore names, the next thing you want to do is select, right? You can select, for example, table underscore name, comma, data files, comma, something, something, comma, something, something, comma.
Nada, slow down.
I mean, it depends on. Okay,
he's going to write, so we have to understand.
No, we are talking about this question too, so that with that we can
put the question 2 on the side, please, Roman, so we can see.
Select name from V $data file union. Select name from V $control file union. Select name from V. Yeah.
Remember. Okay, I see now.
Yeah, we have been doing all of that.
Okay.
Reduce your
remove a bit your notepad. Yeah. To see all these files, what do we need to describe to be able to select all these files?
To describe you have to describe the views now.
Just talking about
what do we describe? What describing views?
Like video, if you describe video data file, you can see all the.
To select a name from control file, we are going to log file.
Describe the log file.
I heard like yesterday, like something they wait.
Log file is already something we want to select. So we need to describe some.
Oh, it's no.
Describe
wait. She was talking yesterday. She said non-log file. It was a data log. No, data file. No.
What are you guys talking about?
If I want to see my file, what do I describe?
If you want to see what?
If you want to see like the data file, the file, temp file, log file.
You would describe, right?
Yeah, she would describe
something. Okay, let me just
say yesterday. What was talking about yesterday? Oh, it's not a data. It's not a table space.
Table space to view v.temp file, v. control file.
I'm trying, my papa, please.
You have to view data file.
So let us try.
You want to view inside your table.
For me, it's to describe. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, to describe what?
Of course, you want to describe, but what do you need to describe?
For example, how you can describe the control file, the v.log file.
I was talking about yesterday, Emerald. I was driving. Don't say it.
Who is typing?
It's Roman.
I made it type.
That's good. But you already have DB2 exam. I saw something like DB2 exams.
Why?
We are sequent or am I sorry? I saw like DB2 exam. You already took the exam.
No, I'm not getting DB2 exam. I just seen it. I'll go for Puri. Let me go to Puri.
You are Puri. You say you should
Okay,
go.
Roman, can I just see the that question again? That question again.
It's not a database.
Which question?
The location name.
Just database files.
Okay.
Huh?
Yes, also database files.
It was GPA underscore.
User.
No, GPA underscore
files.
GB underscore files.
You cannot describe GB underscore sites.
It's a data file. It's a database.
This is I put on a CS with you.
TB underscore 5.
TB underscore
our files.
Just talking about something like a file, like a data, something yesterday. It's DB underscore. I see.
Huh? Okay.
GBA must call.
There's something on the city. Let me check Google.
DB. yeah. Yes.
I think this is what she was using yesterday. DB underscore data.
Okay. Can you select the file name from DB underscore data file?
So you describe DB underscore data underscore files.
Yeah.
Let me.
So all you can do select name from $V data file.
Is that all you want me to
Select
select?
file underscore name from DB underscore data underscore 5.
Uh-huh.
What did you do? Select what?
File underscore name from DBA underscore data underscore 5.
Is select file underscore name.
It gave you that's not what we wanted. It gave you instead a table space. On the
These are the data files.
Let
me scroll up.
No.
It's going to be too much, maybe.
Is users the one?
Okay, name from DBA.
Am I the only one seeing this? Is it not table spaces in front of me?
Nah. Remember we're doing finance. Uber,
Yes.
Uber,
Finance was a table space, right? Greenbelt was a table space.
Look, finance 02.dbf. Projector 01.dbf. These are data files.
Really?
Oh, finance blue and those are not.
Greenbelt. These are table spaces. Go on your enterprise manager on VNC. These are table spaces.
Yeah. Wait. Let me show you on VNC.
Your enterprise manager still working?
Yes. But it's too long. Let us.
Those were table spaces. The one that we
remember we were putting those 01s. 01.
The 01 is a file. The 01 is a file. 02 is a file. DB file, database file.
See?
It's a file.
Where is it? Where is that Uber?
It's a file in the table space.
Okay, good. Bibish gave the best explanation on it. Yeah, it is a file in a table space. Thank you.
What?
Okay, good. There are files in table space. Remember when we create table space, we create a table space with the files inside.
Yeah. Okay. This even table space name here. So we can view all the things.
That's not what I was trying to say.
So what the command for to view a data file, control file, temp file, and log file is there to describe a DBA underscore data underscore files?
No,
actually no. These are your files.
This command is to view all the data file, right?
Yes. Files.
Can I just scroll up? Scroll up. Wait. Okay.
They're having table space name.
These are your table space. These are your files. I guess.
They are the data files.
They are the data file and the table space you created.
No, because I did not include table space name in my SQL statement. Let me try and include it. See what is going to happen. From DBA underscore data. File name hp.dbf is in computer, is in the table space computer. Dbf is with computers. Continents, we have Africa.dbs, Asia.dbf. We have Maryland 01. We have Maryland.dbf in Maryland. table space name. So it gives you the data files with the tables, corresponding tables. We have Uber 04 is in Uber 05 in table space Uber 03.wf in table space Uber and all that. This is a table space finance here, caps. So that's what it is. That means, is there really a difference between describing DB underscore data underscore files and describing we describe views? Yeah, I think so. Oh. File number, creation, underscore change, creation time, PS number. What's PS number? Talk about PS number. PS number. PS number. Let me try something.
Are you guys sure there's something we can do for that?
What?
To get all those files, the control file, the log file.
We have to understand everything, yes.
Of course, we can. If you can select, that means we can describe.
Files and files and then file numbers.
Okay, does somebody has a database that has lost the connection? Like you're trying to access one of your database and they tell you the end of communication channel.
No.
Do you have one?
No, I don't have one. Okay,
What is that? If it happens like that, what's that?
The only way to solve is to go to the trace file.
Go to the what?
Is it the alert log file? The trace file. The end of communication channel. So I immediate OS level backup. I have also backed up online with the files. CP minus IRL. Use one APP worker with the startup mount, designer backup. Who is eating?
I guess it's women.
Who is eating? I'm hearing the sound of plates. Okay, database.
You can go ahead and you can you just put your screen in full mode. Okay.
Okay. Let's continue. Just you copy all your files, your live location, your web location, the startup mount, do a binary backup of control file. Let's go. Backup your control file to trace. All database backup control file to trace as control trace. Now you alter database open. It's time from code backup in no archive log. Okay. When online with logs backup is there. Okay. Show the database is open, remove old files. Restore files from backup. CP. Remove old files. They say remove old files. Doesn't mean we have to delete all our files we had. We actually have.
That maybe that's the situation I was saying. You have to remove up because she was saying that they are not longer relevant because you have done a new backup.
No, that when she was saying that, that's when she was doing hot backup.
Huh? That was on the hot backup or what?
But this one is saying that after doing your code backup, now when they say restoring code backup in no archive log mode. Now they say, hey, when online with logs backup is there, you have to shut down your database if it's open. You have to remove old files. Now move the old files. That means you have to delete all the data files you have, including the control files. And you restore files for backup. Now you go to your backup location, copy all the files, your live location. And then start up your database. But this code, this restoring from no archive log mode is just like restoring from a level 0 backup. That means you are going to lose all the transactions that were done during the week from Monday.
You see this scenario it's almost the same thing with hot backup now.
No, the thing is, this scenario is that remember these things shut down the database before doing the backup.
That's why I said because they say when the redo log is online.
They say where did they say?
Go up now where you were. There's
Wait, no, they say no. I have also backed up the online log files.
Go, is it where you were?
No, I was.
Go up a little bit. Is it down or up?
Is it down or up?
They say, hey, when online redo logs backup is there.
When online redo logs is just the same as redo logs. That online, I don't think it's very significant.
So that means here it's not any different from cold backup and hot backup, because you have to.
Hot backup.
That's why in this case, why they say no, you should know when online redo logs backup is there.
Yeah.
Let's see the B case, the B scenario.
When online redo log backup is not there.
Mm-hmm.
Restore files from backup. Start up your database. Start up mount. Cover database using backup control file until cancel.
So that IVR means what? CPIVR means what?
Restore.
IVR means restore?
No, IVR, I think.
Wait, okay, that IVR.
Yeah, minus IVR. You can check on Google.
Yeah, thank you. Let me go and check. Because we need to understand things when we are doing.
So yeah, we don't delete.
Huh?
Yeah, it looks like you don't delete. There's no scenario to delete or remove any files.
Oh, yeah, they don't delete the backup, because she was deleting the backup she did when she was online and doing a new backup.
You see the steps here now. Just shut down your database if it's open. Because it's a cold backup, right?
Yes.
So that's why you have to shut it down if it's open. Then you do a restore file from backup. This is now
they copied everything they backed up. Now it says start up your database. They mount the database, and then they say recover database using backup.
Recover now. After you see now, this where was after you have restored here, then you come now here now to recover after your start of mount now. You come and recover now. Using backup control files until you cancel. This is a place now where if you do it now and it's not consistent, you will have to keep doing it until it becomes consistent, right?
This thing is confusing. For me, she did not even do cold.
It's confusing.
She did not do cold backup yesterday.
That's what I'm saying.
For me, she just kept to hot backup. Because for me, all what she was doing yesterday was hot backup because she was not shutting down the database. That's the problem. She was doing it while the database is still on and running. But here we have to understand.
She shut down the database yesterday.
Yeah, she did, I think.
She did?
Of course, she did a shutdown immediately.
The thing is, but when she was in hot backup, the year was in cold backup. Did she do cold backup yesterday? That's my point. I don't know.
She did. She even created a cold backup location and the hot backup location. It was there when she was going out.
We're going to review the video.
E minus. This is a different scenario. When online redo logs backup is not there.
But that's what I told you since now.
Not there. Shut down your database. Restore files from backup. Okay. Start your database. Start up now. When prompted. Command will clear and create the online video files and also review incarnation of database. That means all archive logs cannot use. So it's important that you make a fresh backup.
You see these things now? These are study and practice scenarios, bro. We can never just be reading. We can never just
yeah.
like this and talking. If you don't apply them, like try doing it and then you see in a lie. We can just be reading and discussing. But like as you are reading that, those two scenarios that we have come across, right? The first one, the A and B. If we were doing it like trying to do it, following that step, we are going to learn more than like just reading it now and talking about it.
This class, oh my God.
Because the steps are already there now. It's the same thing Emerald did yesterday. So why can't we like do it? If she did it and went after the end, it works. They have already specified what to do. When online redo logs backup is there, you know that this is what you have to do. What you have to master it, like what they say, A, note when the online redo log backup is there, and then you go to B when it's not there. And you see the scenarios are a little bit different.
Oh yeah. Let me try. Let us try them. Let us be doing it something.
Because she did go backup, because I remember when she was talking about the assignment, remember what she said was, before you start, make sure you do your cold backup and your hot backup. I don't know if somebody remembered when she was saying that yesterday. That's when she said, I think if you don't do the hot backup, even, I think which part of the assignment will not work or what. She said something like that.
Okay.
Please let me know something. When we do a backup, are you able to choose a cool backup or hot backup, or we do the both?
Of course, you're the one choosing. If you're doing your database, when, for example, if you're working and you want to do a backup, you're the one choosing to do that backup when your database is online. That means you're doing a hot backup, right? But if you want to do your data, if you want to carry out your backups in the night, you off your database, right? You schedule your backups first off your computer, off your database, off your computer, and you go sleep. This is a cold backup. That means your database is off. So you're the one choosing. You can do it while your database is online, or you can do it while your database is offline.
What is the best way?
The best way is the hot backup.
Yes.
The hot backup when your database is online.
Okay.
David.
Yeah.
The reason, like example is, you see like these companies, for example, like the province to explain like the banking system, how it works, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you are, for example, their database is down because somebody wants to run a backup, and it means nobody can do a transaction. And they are going to lose a lot. They are going to lose a lot of money within a minute or 2 minutes. You know how much they can lose. So they cannot allow their database to be down for a minute because of backup. So in those scenarios, you must always try to run a hot backup. So while the backup is taking place, people are still there doing their transactions without even knowing that something is even going on. That's why it's always preferable, because why will you decide to shut down your database? Why people cannot access it? Because you are doing a backup.
Oh, okay, I understand. Thank you.
So you see the way you explain is short and good.
Before moving on with the cold backup, do you guys know at least how to program your database, your backup?
How to do what?
How to program your backup. If you want to do it, I'm talking about a cold backup, right? When your database is offline. Do you guys know how to program your backups? Like I want my backups to be done, for example, at every 3 a.m. right? You need to program it. You're the one scheduling your backups. So my question is, do you guys know how to, or do you guys remember?
Manually?
Excuse me?
Manually or what?
Of course, if you want to do your call backup, you do it manually, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can go to Enterprise Manager.
Of course, it's on Enterprise Manager.
But Enterprise Manager is it user managed backup?
You do it if you are FRA, right?
The FRA, if you need to set your FRA, the location of your database.
But the thing is, when you schedule backups, for me, I think when you schedule backups, is it only gonna be hot backup, or you can schedule cold backups?
When it's up.
Can we really
I
schedule?
think it's hot backups. Because if you try to go and schedule it, it's gonna be, you just see AMs like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 2 a.m.
That one is a cold.
It's hard because you can do cold backup because you have to shut down the database.
Yeah, that's a problem.
So if you schedule it at that time when you want it to run, who is going to put up the database automatic?
You don't that's the problem. You don't schedule a cold backup, a hot backup. If you want to do a hot backup, you just alter begin that backup. That's for the hot backup. But when you want to do the cold backup, you don't have to alter begin backup. That's why we say we schedule it. You have to go on your Enterprise Manager and schedule it. But if you want to do a hot backup, when your database is up and running, you alter begin backup. When your backups are done, alter end backup.
In the Enterprise Manager, you can do I want to understand, I've just forgotten this scenario. When you do you schedule the cold backup, right? In your Enterprise Manager, it means at that point in time, if you don't shut down your database, is it gonna shut down immediately on its own?
That's a problem.
Honestly, I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know.
To me, right, I believe in this case scenario, if you schedule it and you have to run it, I think after doing all what you have to do, you have to shut down your database before the time.
Of course, you need to shut down because you're scheduling for a call backup, and if you want to do a call backup, the database needs to be off.
Exactly.
If you shut down your database,
if you fail to shut it down, it means the backup will not run.
Oh, it's gonna be hot.
You cannot schedule a hot backup. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. You cannot schedule a hot backup.
A cold backup.
I'm talking about a hot backup. You cannot schedule a hot backup.
Wait. Because we did scheduling of backups with Prof. And
it wasn't a cold backup.
That was a cool one.
That was a cold backup.
After that,
but we were scheduling our backups. I think each group had his hour. You were scheduling your backup for 3 a.m. So at 3 a.m., at estimating that at that time your database is already down or off.
Who put it off?
You.
Who put it off?
Me, my database is always on. I don't.
If you don't put, that's why I say if you fail to put it off and your database is on, the database it's
not. Can your database sleep on?
Yes, I think so.
Jesus, your database can sleep on.
Okay.
Yes.
Does it mean that
unless you forget to?
Does it mean that I'm talking about database? I'm talking about on. I'm not talking about okay, does it mean that, for example, if you leave this putty, even talking if you leave SQL Plus,
yes,
you leave your computer like this at 8, you come tomorrow at 8, your database is gonna be on?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, it's up and running. It's up and running. You did not shut down the database, so the database will still be up and running.
A database is cool. Huh?
That's why they ask somebody
That
that
way we just sleep, but it's not down. It's not
up and
up.
running
Yeah.
always. It's not supposed to be down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I have a question.
Database is
How can you say that it doesn't supposed to be down? And how do you do the backup if it's not down?
Voila. That's
ask
my
you, for example, right? If you are working like with, for example, company like Amazon, like that, they are managed by their database, right? Those are 24/7 operators. So if you shut down the database at night, you don't know the country. People are still shopping in time. That's why Prof mentioned about something.
That's why they always do the hot backup. They don't do the core because it's optional. You are the one who choose which one you want to run.
We are talking about database now.
Huh?
Because you asked the question that why must your database be up all the time or what? That's what I'm trying to explain a scenario to you.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So if you are working in that scenario and you are operating such a database, will you ask that question that what do you mean, like why would the database be up all the time? Because if it goes down, that company is losing a lot. So you are working, they don't want that database to be down for even a second.
So how can you
about this scenario, like what we're doing now?
I don't know.
Wait, let
So
me
you
answer
let your database like this.
about what you are talking about.
One by one. We cannot hear everybody.
Marinette, the case you are asking that, how can you do it now if you have to shut it down? Remember, Prof mentioned a scenario one time in class in DB1 with is it Bank of America scenario like that? Like I've forgotten how he related it, that they can link the databases. I don't know if somebody followed it up. Like if this one is down, they're linking now to another database. Which
yes, I remember.
And people will be working on it. They will not know that that database is down while they are up there.
Yeah, with Java, you remember.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, he explained something like that.
No, I was saying that how to schedule the call backup. I mean, the question that Renata was asking.
That's why, if I understand, if you are the one who scheduled the call backup, right?
But how can you do it? I think that is her question.
The call backup is when your database is offline.
Yes.
Yes, but she's asking how to schedule that that call backup.
I don't think the schedule call backup.
Oh.
You don't think the schedule call backup?
So
it's the call backup on schedule. When your database is
I don't know why they do. They can schedule it.
Yeah. Can you just go on Enterprise Manager? Let me show you.
You can do it. We did it on the backup Windows.
VNC, you enter your Enterprise Manager.
Yeah, with your backup Windows. Yeah, man.
Herman is in grape juice.
I think it's some grape juice, man.
Everybody, even Sakisa, you see Sakisa talking.
Renata, one question I wanted to ask. It's been long I checked on this Enterprise Manager, right? Everyone, you know when you go to, you see the alert now.
Where?
Huh?
In Enterprise Manager, you see the alert?
Yeah, like if you are running out
of
space.
Oh, okay.
If you are running out of space or you have a missing data file, stuff like that, you see the
alert.
Yeah. Tell you. Now, if you are not using Enterprise Manager, it means, will you have to be checking in manually all the time, or is there a means to know if you have an alert or something? Renata?
You have to check.
I didn't even get your question. Which alert are you talking about?
I said, for example, right, if you go to Enterprise Manager, I think if you scroll down, there is a place where you see your alerts now. If, for example, your control file has an issue or you are running out of space, they show you your space that you have used, stuff like that. If you have a missing file, are you getting my point? Like you see your percentage of space you have used, stuff like that, and you know on time to adjust it. If you're not using an enterprise manager, is there any other means you have to be checking on that constantly for you like the DBA to be update about it? Like Prof said, you cannot just be working on a database and the database runs out of space without you knowing.
Is a threshold who's going to send you a message, right?
Yeah, I understand. That's why I said if you are not using enterprise manager, right? And you are,
for example, for the storage problem, for example, if you are running out of space, you're gonna have an error on your SQL Plus. If it is SQL Plus you're using, you're gonna have an error.
When you are connected to SQL Plus or when you are working on it already?
No, when you're working on it.
We have an error that you have an error, like you have space issues, right?
Mm.
But I was trying to know if before you have the space issue, is there it means you have to be checking constantly before you get in the alert?
You'll be checking manually, for example.
That's it. That's what I was trying to say. So it means the enterprise manager is always preferable because you can, each time you log in there, you just screw that, you can easily just detect.
Yeah.
So in the work zones, do they use the enterprise manager and or the Arman and all that?
They use enterprise manager and Arman.
All right. It makes it a little bit easier because
and they use one tools. I forgot the name. It's easier too. I forgot that name.
And has anyone tried asking those working already? They are working scenarios like what they do at work all day or stuff like that.
It depends when they put you. If they put you like some people, they put you on recovery. Just do recovery.
Oh, that's how they do it?
Yes. They don't give you everything. You can be in the job, you are 10 DBA. Everybody is going to do his part. Some people, they just put you to
even in a small company.
But I don't know, but Yvonne's husband told me he worked for 3 companies, different companies, they did the same things.
He was working like what?
He's working on CPU, when your CPU is when your computer shows there is a problem, right? I forgot, the CPU is when we learn on
CPU memory. CPU is memory stuff, right?
Yes. So now they can put in recovery.
You can have a job where your place is just your role is just troubleshooting.
Yes, that is working on. You cannot do everything.
Once you have a job, it means you
have to know everything.
You have to know everything, but especially when they put you on that place, if you do have a good people, they will train you.
I know.
Exactly.
I know. They train you. I'm just saying something for example, if they put you on backup and recovery, and you know that maybe once you have had a job and you go to your job, they say you'll be on backup and recovery, man. That's just on a department. You just sit and you brush up your backup and recovery stuff well, you sit. And it's easy because if you go to there and they give you something as you are new, if you have any difficulty, you might still hit even prof or something. Once you do it 1 or 2 times, you are already mastering it now. Man, it's easy.
He said by working is not really complicated the way we are taking on class. He said that. So many people I've met, they just told me it's not really complicated, but we have to learn at least something.
I understand.
But why do they fire people if it's not complicated?
It depends on you, because there's some people
might go there and ask you even something. You see somebody will be turning anything they ask you at work, you will be asking other people. You think everybody at work will like your attitude, or maybe some people will just say, who did you people employ? Because I've had a case like that. They employed one of my friends, and when he went to work, he knew nothing on practicals, right? He need nothing like practical stuff. So he went there. Each time they give something, he will be turning up and down in the office, looking at other people, and he will start asking. And one day he asked wrong person, and the person like had to call their management and said they don't understand the new employee what is going on because they have noticed anything at work he knows nothing and stuff like that. So they had to call the employee now. Had to
exactly. This thing is one of the jobs where they fire the most. You can be fired after 2 weeks of getting the job.
They said
after 1 month, after 3 weeks, because
they said the first
especially
job
with our African habit that we have for like taking the interviews for others. Taking the interview is something, you get a job, that's nice, but after 1 month you've been sacked. So, and it is really unsure and it is risky. You can get a job and you go and crash an enterprise database. Or as Joseph said, you'll be asking everybody. Some others, like for example, Bruntech students, you will see them in their group, they'll be texting, how can I do this? How can I do that? If you have your manager in front of you and he asks you to do something, you will not have the time to text. And I saw one of my friends. He was working on a project and they'll be asking him funny questions like, for example, what is, I don't know, they can ask you what is, for example, a administrative accounts or administrative oh my god, how they call and basic like basic.
Or a guy or your friend didn't do his GB1 or GB2 to go through his note. Why do you have to ask somebody? What is
the more you move, the more you forget.
Yeah,
we are in GB2. Most of the GB1 stocks we've already forgotten. When we get to project,
so that means maybe your first job you should go with all your notes.
Of course, you need to know everything. You need to. That's the thing. The point is that you need to know everything. When you get to project, you forget. You will not only forget DB1, but you forget DB1 and DB2 stuff.
DB2, yeah.
Get to an interview, you forget project. DB2 and DB1 until you get a job. When you get a job, it's finished. If they ask you, for example, what is a user, you will know how to create a user, but you cannot define a user. So that's it.
So that's why we need more hours to stay and just reviewing stuff like. And he said the first job, almost people lose the first job.
Yeah.
Because the prof will say you do have 5 years of experience. And when they put you to the job, you don't know how to defend that 5 years. You will lose the first job. He lost his first job. For the first time, he lost it.
And it is really frustrating. To go and get another job, you will be so scared, like, what if I go there and I get sacked again? It is frustrating. You know the joy when you get your first like $10,000 check, and after 3 weeks you get sacked. It is frustrating. For real.
I have one of my friends who is working with Oracle in Colorado. Like she sent me her check, the 2 weeks check. It was almost 6,000. I was like, what? For 2 weeks, 6,000. I said, wow. That's great.
And she's doing good?
Yeah, she has been there for almost a year something in Oracle. She's working with the Oracle company.
Oh, that means she has experience.
When you know what you're doing, you don't need to be afraid. When you're doubting that,
it's not. We need to learn. So I feel like I need to go back and start reading every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to face yourself. Nobody will be there to. You can call everybody that day.
You cannot call
people are sleeping. People are sleeping. No, we people are sleeping. Wake up, Marinette. You went to the toilet.
You tend to all your family members.
I want to say
something.
But we are learning by mistake.
You will start getting your car's credit, your house, knowing that you have a good job. And after 3 weeks,
enterprise manager is not working.
They cancel it, man. Emerald. I don't.
Bibish.
Use it on DB2.
Bibish.
Oui.
Yeah, let me say a little bit of something. Like to aid our study, right? I'm just trying to say something like an idea. If you're somebody who has mastered like exams stuff, or maybe when you're going to school, because all of us we study in different exam scenarios in different environments of school. You see what Prof is doing. I just want like a study guide to me. I'm not saying to everyone like you should follow or do the same thing. I know from the way he's teaching, he's somebody who has done this thing for long and stuff like that. And with the way he's teaching, you might easily know what is important and what is really important to grab.
Mm-hmm.
For example, what am I trying to say? Like saying what we might meet in the interview or maybe in the job scenario. You see, like the exam we wrote in DB1,
mm-hmm.
That's just on me. I believe if, for example, someone can have a mastery of those that exam, and the first exam we also wrote in class, which he never even told us how we performed.
Mm-hmm.
That first exam.
Ronaldo was so pissed out with that exam. He didn't even say anything. He gave us back the paper like.
Say it, Joseph.
Yes.
The 50 question, we never got the question. We never get the 50 question. Never. I don't know where that 50 question.
So to me, like I believe if, for example, DB1, right? If you can get a mastery of that, the exam we did in school, you remember, if you can note those exam well on your head, and then that DB1 exam too that we took, trust me, right? You are fine in DB1, like in DB1 material. If you know that DB1 exam and that first exam that we took, you master like everything with that exam. Trust me, you are at least 75 or 80% on DB1.
Okay.
To face maybe your interview concerning DB1 materials, you understand? Because to me, I just thought like if there is anything which he think is very, very important, he must have at least brought it up for us to try to see how we can really get to it, like in the exam or something. He will not allow us to go and dig it, maybe read it on our own to know it, then prepare it for the interview. I'm just like saying something.
I think what you said makes sense.
Do you ever see?
It is important, but let me just take an example. If you go for example, in an interview and they ask you to migrate, if you like they ask you to migrate from 11G to 12C. Trust me, if you don't know it, or even if you know how, even if you're perfect in doing the backups, it is a like it is a failure.
I don't understand what you said. Have we done that?
No.
Okay.
That's just to take an example. If the access to migrate from 11 to 12 and you're enablement, even if you know how to perfectly do the backup, import and export, trust me, you're not gonna have. I mean, there's certain basic things that at least you must know. So, and for example, for the exam, you can have the exam, but when they put it in a lifetime scenario, it can be so difficult to detect that. So yeah, I needed to do full recovery. Yeah, I needed to put my archive lock mode. Yeah, I needed to export. Yeah, I needed. It is like.
No, maybe you got me wrong. Like if I said to master like the exam, right? It's not like the practice. For example, if what you're doing in the exam, creating a database or doing import and export, it's not like you know it. For example, you cannot be doing import and export when you don't know what is import. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
If you can do import, it means you have to know what is import. You cannot just say I can do import and then when they ask you what is import, you stand and then you are looking at places. It means you are being stupid. How can you do something I don't know what you are doing? So that's maybe what you mixed it up. For if you can do import, you have to know what is import. That was what I was trying to say.
Yes.
All right. You still have a lot to do.
We do.
I think we should. I don't know. I don't know. So what are we, Renata, doing to the prof? She's going to tell the prof tomorrow because the prof will ask her about Friday.
Let her tell the prof what she said. I go with her idea.
Friday.
Roman wasn't there when connected when we were talking, so I don't think so.
Oh, when? Yesterday?
No, today. I mean, yesterday, as the Emerald said, and the prof, they said that we have to have class on Friday.
What? The thing is, when they started talking about it, I was somewhere.
So what is the point? Because they said that we have to decide in group if we want the Friday or not. For me, I say it doesn't matter what we will say. He will take his Friday because I don't know, maybe he want to wrap up everything, and then even if we don't understand, that's it. For me, that is what I think. Even if we say no, he will still do what he was planning to do.
Did he say he was going to impose Friday on us?
Yes. Oh, you wasn't there for him?
Yeah. The other groups refused Friday. Like
the money group, they are okay with it.
They asked for that. It's them who asked for that. It's that group who asked for the class.
And how do they call it? The other evening class?
Silver Spring. Bafekash.
Bafekash
and Landover.
Landover say yes.
They didn't say really yes. No, they didn't really say yes. They was discussing. Anita was like, what are you going to do?
Anita was the one who was back and forth, but the other people around.
It's only Koji. Only Koji.
They were just.
Koji say no. I think they say no.
Wait. Anita is in Landover, right? Koji is in Lanham.
Yes. Lanham was saying they said no. But Landover say yes.
They didn't really say yes on my net. They was like, we will let you.
They were going back and forth.
Actually,
they wanted to say yes, but they were afraid of what the class is gonna say. Everybody's gonna shout and all do. But from the words, they wanted to say yes. So.
And the other group, I think Fali, is it Falita?
My friend Fali said
Fali was the only one in that group. I think.
Good group. After class, we meet again. Fali was yesterday. I was like, oh my god.
Wait, who was talking for the Bofakash group? Was it Fali?
No, that was.
Yes, Fali. Fali is Bofakash. It's Fali.
No, Fali is not Bofakash.
It's Bofakash. It's Natalie group. It's Bofakash.
Oh, Bofakash is different from Lanham.
Yes.
Laham solution is different. Laham solution is Koji.
Oh, okay. I always think that Bofakash is Koji.
Lanham is a part of Bofakash. That's the person who resigned and created their own group.
They separated.
Yeah. So
I know
we have Land Rover group.
I see like the group split. I see like they split because Nat was saying like, how can you tell about your group, not us?
Yes, but they split long time ago, right?
Yes.
I didn't know.
You knew about it. They were discussing like they kicked some of the other people out from their group, saying that they.
Yeah, but I didn't know they split. I just knew that they can have issues, but I didn't know they split.
Oh, okay. The speech and the time that they were talking, the other group was already out.
Friday is not good now.
To tell the truth, because we have so many
But the
issues.
truth is that even if we say yes or no, Prof gonna move over.
Even though, but let him to hurt our voice.
And the
Even
thing
though,
is that if you have a Friday class, be sure that on that same Friday, Emerald is gonna give an assignment that will be due on Monday. She cannot give an assignment on Monday and Friday. And we all know that Emerald's assignment that she personally gave in the group, it is so difficult. It's not something like we'll be doing it. If we meet one time, for example, in between Monday and Wednesday, we meet one time. It's not something we'll be doing one time. If all the time we meet it is to make assignment, so when do we revise? When do we talk about the
yes,
what we did in
the
class?
issues.
So it cannot be possible, honestly. It cannot be possible. What they're trying to make is really not fair. Because on those
They need just to rush. They need just to rush.
Everything will go like, you know, the last month of DB1, we were having class on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. It was no time to even understand
we don't really get what we are doing. I'm like a dump. I'm not dump, man. I'm smart too,
because
but I feel like I'm dumb.
We don't have time to even go over what they are doing there. Because if like what she did yesterday, until now, if somebody doesn't have time to sit and revise and understand and read again, you cannot understand. And the next day she will give another one, and then the next day. I don't know.
To tell the truth is not helpful to do on Friday. Because we meet 3 times a week with our group, but we are trying to understand everything because we do have
what we do in the group is really better than what, because I think in class they just want to let people know that go from this chapter to the next chapter, and then you go in your group and understand what is is on the chapter that they just finished, or maybe the chapter that is coming. My point is just the way that Prof is talking is like we don't have any option.
Yes, it's by force.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
And why they need to compare every time people in the morning they say yes. If they say yes, it's on them. Because some people on that group morning time, they're just doing like it's like a rally. I don't know if it's a rally or something, like they just rush for everything. I don't know. Maybe some people I was teacher before coming to that class.
Yes, some people over there is look
yes,
like
maybe they know computer.
They live with those DBA people. They explain to them. They come in class. They just take those who are talking or understanding, and they move on. The rest we just follow. It is no option. I don't know. So
Renata just tell the prof what we think, but if he say we have to, we will be there. But I think it's rushing.
Yeah, it's better that maybe we should explain to him what do we think, and then now if he want to decide, we just follow. But what this is what we think that can be best for us.
All right, no problem. I'm gonna let you know. By the way, he said tomorrow we'll discuss about it. So
we didn't do any homework.
Any assignment again?
I don't know. Oh my God, I'm done. Oh my
God. But another thing, we have to be serious. I mean, I know that all of us is no child in between us. We have to be serious. If we cannot skip like 1, 2, 3 times before I come to the study group, we cannot move like that.
We like are always
on Friday. We were just 3. We are 10 or 11, and Nobody show up. That is not.
For me, I used to be there. It's only because of that issue. But for me, always I'm there. Always.
For me, I think it's really better for us to make a plan before work. A bit.
What? Pardon. Turn the TV off. What on the TV off?
So what do you going to be doing on Tuesday, on Thursday, on Saturday?
So why or not that we didn't put it Friday? We put Saturday. You know, Saturday some people have parties, some people I don't know. Had to go somewhere.
Party with Corona.
No, I just saying, but because you know Saturday means like.
Oh, maybe Roman doesn't. You know that we have a study group on Tuesday, on Thursday and Saturday.
Yes.
6 p.m.
Yeah, I know.
So we need everybody to be there so we can
Is
move
it this assignment we have to do, or assignment? Is this one?
My battery is low.
We even have another assignment before that one that we did.
Where is it?
Maybe you did it already. But
No. I'm very far behind. Assignment 4.
Did you do 3?
No.
We did 4 Saturday, right, Renata?
Wait for more tables.
Now that's sleeping.
Excuse me?
We did this one. We finished this one.
Yeah, we finished this one.
So the remaining one is the one that she gave in the group.
Did you already
I did not submit it, though, but we
submit
did
it?
Yeah, and I did it again, but I did not submit it. I put it on my notepad, and I'm there looking at it.
Can you please send me that? I can also just try to do it. I don't know if I did for my name.
I even recorded. I don't know how to send it to you.
No, but your notepad. You say you save it by your notepad.
Yeah.
Send me by WhatsApp your notepad, so I will just try to see how do you did it.
What do you cry now?
But we did not finish the one that she sent in the class group.
I don't have
WhatsApp class. You know that she sent another one over the weekend, right? It was over the weekend, I think. Yeah. On WhatsApp.
She's just giving every day. Every time we meet, she gives something.
But does she give the assignment yesterday?
Yes. She said yes. She said she's trying to. I don't know. I see like. I don't think so.
I don't know. It was so off. I don't know. So like Desmond is not here. What does he gonna do about the Friday? Is it on or out? We don't know, right?
Renalda will ask him.
I will ask him. I don't know, but I think he's working on Friday. Don't be like sometimes.
He said a single man. A single man. Today he come married after 2 weeks. He says he's single. Where is he this morning? Oh, miss him. This morning.
Okay, guys. I guess we're meeting on Thursday. So, Roman is the host to end the meeting.
So what are we doing on Thursday?
We'll be doing the we get back to backup explanation and homeworks. I guess we'll be having.
I think everybody we should just watch back the video, read, and then maybe we'll understand. Yeah, come back.
Yes, I have to.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. See you.
Okay, see you guys.
How do they stop this thing?
You learn today.
Yeah.